All right, yo, what's up, sleepers? It's your boy Eddbedhead here in the Sleeping Cinema. And today I have with me.
I wasn't ready.
We have Backstab 246.
There's Otacon, which is me.
And Sen's not here. He's not back.
He's dead. There will be timestamps in the description for you. We're going to skip ahead to that. But for now, let's buy some tickets and grab our favorite concessions. I'll figure that out in a little bit. So how's your guys' week been?
It's been pretty good. I got the Rona, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that makes me take a pay cut for the week. So that also sucks. But over that, I think it's much needed as well for mental health-wise from work. And so I got some good gaming time for myself, me time.
That's brazy, bro.
What about you, Jesus?
I watched stuff like new shows. We've had a couple parties, which are pretty cool.
Oh yeah, there's also that the fire where
Monday,
Javier got drunk
Sunday.
and was on the floor. Was on the grass. I had to take his girl to work. Not work, but I had to take her home, so she had to get up for work that she never had to go to. Just the typical situations.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Yep, it's been a pretty chill week for me too. I also stayed home with Aleksey. We've just been
Damn,
streaming.
Bro.
Huh?
You guys stayed home together?
Twitch, you should.
We're over on the Twitch.
You guys stayed home together? That's crazy.
Well, we live in the same house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, if you move in, you'd have to stay here too.
Yep. So yeah, just been chilling all week. The new Fortnite season came out today, so
It
that's
looks
what I've been
awful.
doing.
That
I like it.
looks horrible.
I like it.
Wow.
I like it.
Yeah, I said it's fun.
The previous
got a nice
iterations
color
were better.
I definitely.
Iterations were better.
What?
I like the colors.
Like which one? Which one was better?
The Spider-Man one, the Doctor Strange one, literally the Marvel ones.
Wow, Marvel fan.
You know I'm right.
What Marvel thing happened in the last one? The only thing was Doctor Strange as an outfit, but there wasn't no Doctor Strange event.
He misses the tanks.
Yeah, that too.
The tanks suck.
It's because you can't use them.
So
They're just boring.
So with that, let's take our seats and let's get into these trailers. Any new movies, TV shows, or video games you guys are looking forward to?
No new games I'm looking forward to except for the ones I've mentioned before, such as Forspoken, but that's still months and months away.
Forspoken's kind of cool. It's pretty rad.
Yeah.
Forspoken.
I have it. My grandpa gave it to me.
It's not even out yet.
He
What?
gave it to me.
Oh, what?
He's a co-founder of Square Enix.
Oh, hell no!
But yeah, not really looking forward to
not anything else, really.
Not much is out.
I guess
Can't
new
think of anything.
apps of shows I'm watching, like Comey and Spy Family, shit like that.
All right,
Not Obi-Wan.
Yes, Obi-Wan. Now let's get started with the trailers then. Pinocchio, it releases September 8th of 2022. What do you guys think of Pinocchio?
They didn't even show him.
I know, right? He wasn't even in the freaking trailer. That's so stupid.
Jiminy looked gross.
It gives me what's it called? Alice in Wonderland vibes though. The trailer gave me Alice in
I
Wonderland.
can see that, yeah. The Uncanny Valley stuff.
I don't
Like
know.
with you with Jiminy Cricket. It's uncanny. It's weird.
Yeah, like Jiminy looks fucking hideous. It should have
just got out of hand.
like, how are they gonna have like fucking realistic Lion King with just lions, but they can't do the same thing for Jiminy? Just make him a whole ass cricket.
Because I think they thought it would look too creepy if they actually.
He looks
did
disgusting
the real
right
cricket.
now.
Yes, but imagine how much more
He looks like a
disgusting it would
freak.
look if they made him
People were
look.
scared of bugs.
I don't even think that's his original voice, which sucks.
Why is Tom Hanks playing Geppetto?
Because
I
they
don't know.
want you to fucking
Because they want a
love the
big name actor.
guy.
Yeah, they want a big name actor to help reel him. Because no one cares about Pinocchio now.
Is
Look,
he out of
it's
money?
dead-
Why do you
it's-
do this?
Why the
It's a
fuck
dead
is
show.
Why the fuck is Tom Hanks appropriating an Italian character. Classic, I'd say.
I know, that's crazy.
I know. Why would they do this? I'm gonna cancel Tom Hanks.
Okay, yeah, we don't have much thoughts of Pinocchio because there was no fucking Pinocchio in the trailer.
What about the Guillermo del Toro one? That one had even less,
Is
but
that
that
the
look
horror
that one
one?
looks way more
Is
interesting.
that the scary one?
Yeah, that's the.
I don't know, bro. Just the one that has his name on it.
Yeah, that's the one with scare. That was.
I
want
want
to
to see the scary one. I don't know if that one's out yet. Is it?
No,
Not yet.
they showed a short teaser of a cage.
Yeah,
This
I wanna
next
see it.
trailer, we also don't have too much to say. It's the menu plot. A young couple traveled to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish meal with some shocking surprises. Released November 18 of 2022.
It's Fire Fest with food,
I
so
don't
it's
like it.
slightly better than Fire Fest.
I didn't like the trailer at all. I like the actors, but I don't like the trailer. The movie
Yeah,
doesn't seem
I feel the
interesting.
same way. The actors are cool,
If
but
you like watching like cook-off shows, you might like this, but I don't know.
Cook-off shows.
Gordon Ramsay horror edition.
I do enjoy Gordon Ramsay, but I don't enjoy this.
It seems whatever. I don't know.
I think I'd enjoy it more if it was.
I don't know.
Gordon
Is this
Gordon
coming to
Ramsay.
theaters? This seems like a weird movie to be
I
in theaters.
I think so. Yeah, it was by
No.
One Media.
That's crazy.
I never heard of One Media, so
Well, we can pull up the list later. So yeah, that's all we had to say about that. Our next trailer, maybe we'll have a little more. Beavis and Butthead do the universe plot. After a creative judge sentences them to space camp, a black hole sends our adolescent heroes 24 years into the modern future, where the duo misuses iPhones, embark on a quest to score, and become targets of the deep state. Releases June 23rd of 2022.
all right. First
It's
of all,
literally.
this is such a like unexpected release. Like
Yeah,
the show's been dead for how long?
it's like 20 years.
Yeah. So all of a sudden bring this. I mean, the animation looks too clean for Beavis and Butthead, so it's a little off-putting. But
Mm-hmm. I
it-
agree.
The trailer made me laugh, so I'm gonna watch it. You know.
Yeah, the trailer had some funny moments.
You
in
have
it.
Paramount Plus.
Yeah, I do.
I do as
You're
well.
weird.
I
Bro,
do.
it's
You guys are
SpongeBob, bro.
weirdos.
That's where I watch
That's why I
Star
watch
Trek.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, they got SpongeBob too and
That's
Star Trek.
sad.
Oh my god!
That's all you use it for, SpongeBob?
Yeah, that's actually.
You know you can fucking see those episodes for free.
They also got the new iCarly series on there, so I have
Look,
a few things I'm watching.
I agree.
there.
Paramount Plus doesn't have much,
How much do you pay for that shit?
like $7.
Pay $7 for the SpongeBob show.
Bro, I can watch Sonic too.
Oh yeah, there's also
Who
like
the fuck
Sonic
wants
as
to
well, yeah.
rewatch it right
I
now?
actually did.
We just saw it. I'm like, it's all right.
Well, I just rewatched it.
What'd you think?
I was thinking about it, but
I thought it was a fun movie, like I did before.
yeah, I was thinking about watching Sonic 2, but I was like, I can't get used to the long legs.
Did you like the scene where Trippie Redd sang the Sonic song?
I liked it when Eminem sang Venom.
Bro, you know the game I've been playing? I just thought like I should create a guild called Morbin Time.
Morbid, you should have. That would have been a better title. It's Morbin time.
Bro, you're the first person who's probably thought that NBA Rising. It's insane.
All those people don't watch movies. They
No.
just stay home and play video games.
exactly.
Did you see that they re-released Morbius
Yes.
2 in theaters?
Morbius 2.
Morbius,
one.
again for the second
they-
time in
yeah.
theaters, and
They
it bombed.
put his whole Morbussy on the screen.
Dude, they only earned 80K.
That's 80K more than they had last time.
They had to spend money to reserve the time
yeah,
slots.
yeah, you have to pay to have
But
a
yeah,
movie screened.
Sorry, I took it off topic. What were we talking about?
Okay, I think we were talking about Beavis and Butthead, but we can move on to B's plot. A father and his two teenage daughters find themselves hunted by a massive rogue lion intent on proving that the savannah has but one apex predator. Releases August 19th of 2022.
It looks like shit. Let's talk about Beavis and Butthead again. I only ever saw like 3 episodes of Beavis and Butthead.
Oh, wait, we're actually talking about Beavis and
Who
Butthead?
cares about the fucking lion movie? Like,
Well,
Idris
the lion
Elba's
looks
cool.
We have to
The
at least
lion looks cool. That's
mention
about
it.
it.
The lion looks like a fucking lion.
It's a big lion.
You never
though.
seen a lion?
It's a big lion.
I think they're trying to get our primal instincts, like horror and fight or flight responses, for this.
I
sort of
don't think
thing.
it's gonna work very well because I think they've got too much going on. Now let's say if
I
they
know Beavis and
created a
Butthead
pack
wild.
of lions where they
whole
were
pack.
like hunting as a pack instead of just one lion. Because if there's one lion, there's probably a pack somewhere nearby, and that would be more interesting if they had to avoid the entire pack to try to get back. Because You know, that would be cool.
Copy paste a bunch of lines, it'll make it more scary.
Bro, like,
No, this shit looks lame.
It doesn't
yeah,
have
but
much,
this is
yeah.
good. This movie will bomb. This movie will bomb.
We'll see. I said that about Top Gun, and then it's like the best rated movie right now this year.
But you saw the crowd. I knew it was gonna do well. I never thought it was gonna do bad, but I didn't think it'd be good at the same time. With this just completely looks like shit. And like, who the fuck would want to watch a movie just called? What the fuck was it called again? Wild or some shit?
What do you guys rate it
Beast?
out of 10?
10.
Really?
Beast is a 10.
It looks like shit, man.
Yeah, this movie won't do good.
It'd be funnier if it was like a hobo that was following them across the Sahara.
Okay, let's do the last trailer. The Man from Toronto. Plot: the world's deadliest assassin and New York's biggest screw-up are mistaken for each other at an Airbnb rental. Releases June 24th of 2022.
I didn't even know about this until you mentioned it before we even started today.
Thanks for the AI generated movie.
What?
Seems like it's like the most generic plot ever. Like
Who cares? It
the
looks
world's
funny and
deadliest blank and the world's stupidest normal guy, and then,
Sometimes you gotta go back to the
hijinks
simple
happen.
roots.
Hijinks ensue.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to go back to like the best of simplicity in this case.
No, I think it's more so 50-year-old boomers not really knowing how to connect to the kids.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh.
I like Woody Harrelson and
Kevin Hart.
So I'm gonna give the movie a shot.
I think I'll watch it for Kevin Hart. Check it out.
Kevin Hart's all right.
Yeah, it's funny. So hopefully this movie will be funny, but we'll see. I didn't see
screams
too.
a lot, so
Yeah,
that's
I
my
didn't.
problem.
I didn't see too many jokes in the trailer.
Yeah,
But-
Kevin Hart screams too much in his jokes, so you know.
That's what makes him funny. Louder equals funny, bro.
No.
All right, let's move on to our thoughts before watching Top Gun. So, what are you guys thinking before watching Top Gun?
I did not want to watch this movie at all. I tried watching the first movie, and I was like, "Oh, what is like?" We couldn't even get through the first movie because it was boring.
Yeah,
and
I did
bad.
finish it though.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but it
Um,
was pretty.
I did.
It was pretty 80s.
I tried watching it. I could not watch it. I was like, "Oh man, if this is what we're basing the second movie off of, this is gonna suck." So I did not want to watch the movie at all.
I didn't want to watch the movie because it looked boring. Like, I remember seeing the first Top Gun
And it looked boring
as a kid, and I was like, yeah, this is all right, I guess. Like, I don't get the hype around it. Like, what's his name? Tom Cruise?
Maverick's character.
Yeah, like, he does his fucking iconic smile where everyone likes him, and that's the reason people like the movie. Because he's just so charming as Maverick. And then
It's weird to see young Tom
Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, so young.
In original Top Gun. I was like, oh my gosh, he looks so.
Feels
Ugly.
illegal.
And I'm like, oh, it's crazy that they've been pushing back this movie for like fucking 5 years. Every fucking time I go to the movie theater, there's a goddamn Top Gun ad, and it's so annoying and loud. And then there's so many just see the same fucking volleyball scene
You remember that 7-minute?
where that guy just does the little weird body shake.
You guys remember that 7-minute teaser we got when what was the movie where they showed?
Doctor Strange.
Yeah, they showed a 7-minute.
Yeah, that
teaser.
was long. They showed the whole
That was,
scene
I
in
thought
the
that
movie.
was so dumb.
I was like, are they this desperate that they need you to be interested in this? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I remember how I said no one will watch Top Gun, but I guess I was wrong.
I thought it would because it feeds on nostalgia, Memorial Day, and
was big
the
America.
conservatives, like the gun people, just people who support the troops in some sort of way. They'll be like, yeah, a movie for me.
I didn't expect the actor who plays Jean Grey in X-Men to be in this movie.
Oh, right. She was the mom, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hadn't seen the first till the day we watched the second movie. Like, me and Aleksey watched part of it before watching before I watched the second movie. And, yeah, like we were saying, the movie's very 80s.
Very
It's got
homoerotic.
The 80s soundtrack. Everybody's so sweaty. all the time.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Sweaty or they got like tan lotion
No,
on
they
them?
were.
They
It
were
was like The
dripping,
Rock
dude.
in Fast Five, always walking around with baby oil on.
Yeah,
Well,
pretty
yeah,
much.
like I said, tan oil too.
Yeah, I wasn't hooked from the trailer for the second one. Like we were saying, it was kind of like, oh my god, this trailer again.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
I couldn't tell if the planes were gonna get fucked or like the other dudes on the team, because there's just so much like dick sucking for the planes.
Yeah,
Like, they're rubbing it like all like in one place specifically when
Certain
people like walk into
scenes.
the scene.
I'm not gonna
that was
say
the plan.
this isn't gonna
Give you a
spoil.
boner. You got one.
This isn't gonna spoil anything, but certain scenes in the second movie gave me Cars 3 vibes when
Cars 3.
No, let me explain.
Like the
Let me
poster for
explain.
Cars 3, which is Lightning McQueen
Oh,
dying.
I love that poster. I want to put it in the
No,
studio.
no, it's
someday.
when no, the vibe I
Yeah,
got
it
is
should
when
be the whole background.
it's when Lightning McQueen is on the track, right, and then the new and improved car is slowly driving behind him, catching up slowly. That's the kind of vibe I got in certain parts of the movie.
That's such a specific reference.
Yeah, you'll know what I talk about.
You mean like Cars 2 when the same fucking plot happened?
You're too slow.
That's
With that car, that Italian car that had the super drug gas compared to Lightning McQueen's regular gas.
So with that, let's get into the spoiler-free review. So spoiler-free review of Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick released May 27 of 2022, starring Tom Cruise and Jennifer Connelly. Directed by Joseph Kosinski. Rated PG-13. Plot summary. After more than 30 years of service as one of the Navy's top aviators, Pete Mitchell is where he belongs, pushing the envelope as a courageous test pilot and dodging the advancement in rank that would ground him. What are your guys' overall thoughts without getting into spoilers for Top Gun?
I loved it. I was glad that I was wrong about this movie. Honestly,
He was over here like his
I hated myself for not watching.
yeah, his
IMAX.
sad dick in hand because he couldn't go to the IMAX.
Well, because I just thought, let me just get this over with. So I just went to Rivertown,
Yeah, that was him.
Bro, you legit did miss out. It was much better in IMAX.
It was a pretty nice experience in IMAX, yeah. I don't know how much better, but it was a nice
It
experience.
was much better.
It's a much bigger screen. It was, damn. It was damn.
Wow.
All right, what about you, Jesus?
It was pretty good. It's I've said this 2 times already, but it's just like a joyride, like a fun roller coaster. I didn't really care very much for the plot. The love interest, it's whatever. Like it's something already established in the first one. I could have taken it or left it.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't add too much, but it's fine.
Really? It's there to add suspense towards the end of the movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
The dogfighting is cool.
Yeah, it was an enjoyable movie full of suspense towards the end. You could also feel the pressure of the situation from the beginning of
You could, because they got straight to the point.
Yeah. There's no real complaints about any scenes that I have. Like, nothing was done badly or awkwardly.
Well, there
really.
is.
It's such a simple movie that it's
This is
like
still
there's
spoiler-free,
not.
right?
Yeah, it's still spoiler free. It's such a simple movie, like plot wise, that like there's not much to screw up.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if like considering the last one didn't have much
Yeah,
either.
there was also a lot of throwbacks to the first film in this one. But I'll get into more of the specifics of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them-
You mentioned a certain complaint as well, and I agree with you there. So I'll mention it in the spoiler section. But
For me, I wouldn't consider them throwbacks. I would just consider them like a carbon copy.
Copy paste sort of situation.
Yeah, carbon copy of like, you remember this thing? They're doing it too. Ain't it cool?
Yeah, it was.
What's cool
That
about
was
this?
pretty,
What's
close.
really cool about this movie is you can see the amount of experience in acting Tom Cruise has gotten since the first Top Gun movie. Because in that first Top Gun movie, his acting was just not great. And in this one, it was like worlds apart. It's crazy.
I will say one spoiler: Morbius does not make it into the end of this film. Sadly,
Does he not? That's crazy.
you'd think he'd go supersonic like
He
next
was
to this
flying
plane
around. I thought I saw him flying in the
with
background.
the vulture too.
He was the one. Oh, I can't say the specific thing, but
He's the
I
one.
wanted to say a spoiler.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something controversial.
No, I wanted to say a spoiler. I wanted to add on to the joke. But yeah, it was overall. It's a good movie. What do you guys rate it out of 10?
8.5.
7.5.
7.9. Now let's look at some online ratings. The critics from Metascore gave it a 78 out of 100. Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter 97%. IMDb audience 8.7 out of 10, and Rotten Tomato audience 99%. So the average of all these scores is a 90.25%. Now before we jump into the spoiler for the review, like, comment, subscribe. Also check out these guys. Their links will be in the description below. And we are most of the podcast platforms, so give a listen anywhere at any time. Now let's get into the spoiler-filled discussion.
Are we in
now
Top
I'm going to be
Gun?
showing the
wish.
images now. So
I wish we were in Top Gun.
One thing I will say about the romance subplot that I thought was a good thing
What?
is it's not like it's a romance between, you know, the typical 20 to 25-year-old characters.
Oh,
like
yeah,
these
they're-
guys are like middle age, they're like 40.
Yeah, it's age appropriate.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, it's nice. It's finally a good change of pace. It's not like Megan Fox in her prime again.
I mean, she's still, you know,
Yeah, I'm saying in her prime, like 22.
she still looks like she's in her prime, bro.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and the romance also wasn't shoved in your face.
Yeah,
either.
but like they don't do that. Like they don't just like exploit her like that
That's
anymore.
fair. Okay, that makes sense.
All right, let's start with the beginning. So, Top Gun getting the job. So, getting the Top
What?
Gun job. Getting the Top Gun job. Over 3 decades after the events of the first film, Captain Pete Maverick is serving as a U.S. Navy test pilot who has avoided promotion to continue flying. So, Admiral Hammer attempts to shut down the hypersonic Dark Star scramjet program and redirect the funds to drone programs. Maverick files the prototype to its Mach 10 speed, but pushes it further into high hypersonic speed, destroying it. And so the Admiral wants Maverick grounded for his recklessness, but instead is ordered to send Maverick to Top Gun. What do you guys think of the beginning of the movie?
I like that scene because I don't know, it just looked cool. It felt nice, and it felt like they were breaking some really high grounds in that scene.
Like,
Within the movie's universe, I mean,
Oh,
not like in real life. Within the movie's universe.
fuck. There was a thing that you said in your summary that I wanted to bring up.
What was it?
Was it the Mach 10?
No, it was earlier. I can't remember.
Was it the test? He's a test pilot?
No.
Okay, but yeah.
I'll read your summary real quick while you guys talk.
Okay, yeah, it was a pretty, I don't know, straight
thing
into
looks
it
cool.
intro, you know? Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
The test aircraft looks cool.
Yeah, isn't that just a Blackbird? Like Black Ops? What I was gonna say is like
Let me screw my mic on real quick. Yeah,
I don't get why the promotion thing was like why he just stayed as captain
Because
in
he
terms of
wanted
like
to
he
fly.
can't do the same things, I'm guessing.
Yes, that's probably it. Because once you become like,
Also, I don't know what the fuck
rated.
like a captain sounds like a big title, but then the guy just said a bunch of other titles. Like, which ones are the good ones? like is captain like just like one rank above like private?
No. Captain is pretty good, but it's not as
it's
good
not
as he
as high
should
up
be.
as he needs.
Oh,
to be.
I thought the admiral. I thought his last name was legit just Hammer.
No,
like
that's-
Chester
they all
Hammer.
have code names if you listen in the movie. Like obviously Mavericks isn't real. His name isn't really Maverick.
Yeah, and when they talk about the call signs, like, do they just keep those call signs forever, or like,
It seems so in the movie. I
like
don't
what
know how-
happens? Like say, wait, this is spoiler Spoilers now?
spoiler filled.
Yes.
Like, say a person who dies with their call sign, like, can someone else just take it, or is it just?
I think I think they get to keep it. I don't know for sure though.
So I'm assuming it's what's the word? Not blacklisted. Not what blacklisted. That's wrong. It's a permanent name, so only one person can have that name. I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm guessing so. But yeah, the intro for the movie, it was pretty straightforward. We've seen the trailer a lot of what happens in the beginning where he flies the plane. What I was surprised about is how he survived the crash at such a fast speed.
Yes, I felt like he would have probably splattered on the ground.
This is where I wanted to say that Morbius came in and flew in and saved him.
Yeah, like they don't even show like the crash. They just show him walking into a bar,
drinking some water.
And you're just supposed to like suspend your disbelief, and you're like, "Yep."
It's a very high level of suspension of disbelief.
Yeah, there was a few people in our theater that laughed when he just walked in and the kid was just staring at him.
Really?
You don't remember?
I don't remember.
I remember. Yeah, I was like, okay, I guess it's funny, but it's not that funny.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then there's the fucking trailer scene where the guy's just standing underneath the plane for the
And
trailer
this
shot.
scene sets yes. If you haven't seen the first movie, this scene also sets up the fact that the character breaks the rules quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yes, but assuming you never saw.
Yeah, for the audience.
No, because he's a Logan Paul stan. He's a Maverick.
Oh
They
my God.
They don't do nothing for nobody
Oh my
except
God.
themselves.
Yeah, so let's move on to the mission. So Maverick is ordered to train an elite group of pilots assembled by Vice Admiral Cyclone and Rear Admiral Warlock for an urgent mission to bomb an unsanctioned uranium-enriched plant in an unarmed rogue state. The plant sits in a deep depression at the end of the canyon and is defended by surface-to-air missiles batteries on an air base filled with fifth-generation pilots. Maverick plans an attack with 2 pairs of Super Hornets, which will fly through the canyon and destroy the plant. So what do you guys think of the mission and then meeting the team for the first time?
Are we talking about the meeting in the bar? Or,
Yeah, yep.
Okay, in the bar. Okay, so I like that there. This is one of the scenes I was talking about. It actually brought out emotion, even though you don't know much about the first movie if you've never seen it. So I thought they did a very good job here setting it up, because this is when Maverick saw the son of his best friend, basically.
When he saw Rooster for the first time.
And he got very emotional because Rooster was singing the same song they did back in the day.
Yeah.
And so it was a very good scene. And then the soon-to-be girlfriend was like, oh, crap, look what I've done now. So
She's a dick. Like, she's just assuming he has money. Like, what if he was completely broke?
Well, he broke the rules of the bar twice.
Oh,
Even though she broke him.
He hit on her, and then he had the phone out on the bar, right?
Yeah. Well,
But I don't know. Like the way they introduce the squad, it felt like they were trying to make it seem like, it's casual everyday conversation. But it seemed too forced.
Well, it wasn't every day. It was mostly because they're like, okay, we're here not because we're here to have fun. We're here because we were all ordered to gather.
Well, some of them know each other.
Yeah, so we're all ordered together. He's like, why are we all ordered here? Like,
yeah, because they all knew they're the best of the best.
Yeah. So why are we here? Why is this branch here? Why is this branch here? And that's where
they're like, oh shit, something's about to happen.
Yeah, and so when they get the actual mission briefing, it gets even more intense.
I do like how they met their teacher without knowing he was their teacher, though.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of happened in the first one, but yeah, when they threw out Maverick from the bar.
The first one, Maverick kind of,
Yeah, he slept with his teacher. Yeah, this time they didn't do the same thing, but it was still funny to see, like, oh my God.
I certainly hope no one slept with him this time.
But yeah, what do you guys think of the actual mission itself, though? When he's getting when Maverick's getting the briefing,
It seemed like very generic mission.
Generic or not, they did it in a way where it's very suspenseful, and it was like, oh crap, is this mission even possible? That kind of situation.
Yeah, no, I wasn't gonna say it was bad.
Was Mission Impossible.
Oh my God, it is an impossible mission. Yeah, that's what they were telling him. No, you could tell how suspenseful it was because the admiral was like, yeah, some of them just aren't gonna come home. They're ready for that. and you could see Maverick kind of fighting against this, being like, "But I
No,
want them to
everyone
come
comes
home."
because
Right.
He doesn't want to deal with that again. Yeah.
Mhm.
So I like how serious he can get, and he's not all just like, "Oh, I'm gonna break all your rules because I know what I'm doing." But in the end, he still does that, but he does it in a way where it's beneficial to everyone, not just because he's a jerk.
I'm
Yeah.
a Maverick, dude. I gotta do it.
I also like how they were able to explain the technicalities of everything in a simplistic way for us to
I believe
understand.
they used
Like parlay.
No, I believe they,
I know, I'm kidding.
I believe they had actual planes in this, actual jets.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
The
Yeah.
government, the military rents out its equipment to movies that make the military look good.
Yeah, no, I was kidding. Yeah, no wonder they want that because they want a bigger budget.
I saw a post saying that
It's fucking
the,
scumbags.
Or is it the Navy or the Air Force is getting more recruits because of this movie now?
Probably the Navy, because this is the naval
Yeah,
aviation.
yeah. I was like, oh, that's cool.
That is not cool.
For them, it's cool.
Next, let's talk about as the pilots train for the mission, friction develops between Hangman and Rooster. Meanwhile, Maverick reunites with his former
Rooster.
girlfriend, Penny Benjamin, to whom he reveals that Rooster's now dead mother made him promise to keep her son from flying. So this is, a little bit after the crew's getting to know each other. Maverick's been training them for a while, but there's still like tension between the group. And, obviously Maverick and the new and Penny have been going on a few dates.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you guys think of that whole experience so far?
Could you repeat that one more time?
So basically, this is after Maverick's been training the team for like a little bit. What do you guys think of that? Let's start with that sequence.
The
Like-
training with the push-ups?
They do the
with the push-ups.
push-ups.
Yep.
Okay, so the first time we saw in theaters was during a Doctor Strange movie where they showed us like the first 7 minutes of that.
Yeah.
And we thought it was stupid, but after seeing it in the movie itself,
In context.
it actually wasn't bad. I rather enjoyed the scene because it just seemed like a fun dogfight for Tom Cruise, and he generally seemed like he enjoyed what he was doing there, so that was fun to watch, I guess.
It was I never thought it was like bad even when we saw it originally. I just thought it was funny how they're showing a whole ass scene because it seems like they're not confident about the turnout when it was going to come out originally.
Yeah, I thought it was boring when I first saw it, so I was surprised when
It's because you're not really in the mood for just random ass dogfight when like I want to watch Doctor Strange. It's like when
fair.
people were bitching about Frozen when they had that Frozen clip before Coco.
Oh yeah, that was dumb.
I don't know that.
It was like a fucking half hour
It was a long clip,
Yeah.
and it was just all about
of
Olaf
Olaf.
from Oleg from Elden Ring.
Oh yeah.
That would have been better trailer. But yeah, I think it sets up the tension really good because this is when what's his name, the other cool guy in the group, finds out that Rooster is the son of
The jerk, yeah.
The weird rapist looking guy. Oh shit. Sorry. R word.
Oh no, the R word, yeah. is the yeah. Is
He-
the son of
he's
Tom
just-
Cruise's old partner.
He was born to play that role of like weird asshole.
yeah,
Like whenever he smiles, it looks
Creepy.
very creepy.
unsettling.
Bob? Lewis?
No, Bob was the one with the
not
glasses.
Bob. Not Bob.
Where is he?
He's at the top. next to-
Hangman.
in between the two girls, yeah. Hangman.
Oh, yeah. Glenn Powell. Yeah, he was a jerk. Through and through.
Yeah, and this is where it set up the tension. We also got to see moments where Maverick was trying to talk to Rooster, and you could see the tension between them as well. What did you guys think of that?
It looked like Hangman wanted to fuck Rooster.
Hangman is the
Out of
Iceman of this
revenge.
movie.
Just revenge, huh?
Hangman is the Iceman of this movie.
Pretty much, yeah. Except
He doesn't.
Iceman comes around
He does.
at the end.
This one, he never really comes around. He's just like, oh, good job on the mission, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, he does save him at the end, but I don't know. It just doesn't feel the same. But yeah, what do you guys think of the relationship between Penny and Maverick, though?
I like how they know they're bad for each other. Because, like, they said they kept on having this on and off. And, like, oh, we get together, then he leaves. We get together again, then you leave again. We get together, then we leave again. So they just fall back on that. I mean, supposedly they get a happy ending towards the end, but who knows what actually happens after that.
Well, I mean, I think most of the reason is that Tom Cruise has to go on these missions. So all his time is either spent worrying about the mission, or the thought of the woman having to suffer a loss if she stays with them for too long.
That might be the case, but based on what I picked up, that was not the case. Tom Cruise in this movie was just not a very good person romantically.
That's exactly what I'm saying. Like he keeps leaving because he wants to be up in the air.
Yeah,
and like
he loves flying more than
he's gonna do it no matter what. But for her, she'd rather him not be risking his life, but he doesn't care.
Yeah, but I think he comes around at the end of this film.
He does, yes.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, this was basically his last mission. He's like, you know what, I think I'm done.
Yeah, it's like, I've been...
Not, I think I'm done. So they literally stop him. They're like, you literally cannot.
You're fired.
Yeah, there's no I think I'm done thought at all.
All right, what do you think when Maverick confesses the truth to Penny about holding Rooster's application? Or blocking his application and setting him back a few years.
It's a very cliche situation. Like, I can't think of a movie. I can't think of a movie off the top of my head where it happens. But this situation, this exact situation. Like, I promised his mother before she died that I would not let him fly.
And I will never tell you
it's like
specifically
how Doc
why.
Hudson promised he would never race again, and then he teaches Lightning McQueen.
Exactly, yeah.
Since we're doing car references.
And then then he dies.
Lightning McQueen dies. Okay, moving on to... Where was I? Maverick later meets with Iceman, who has throat cancer, and communicates by typing, but reassures Maverick about teaching the pilots.
What was it?
So what do you guys think of the interaction between Iceman and Maverick?
For having to type for the last whatever amount of years, he types really slow.
Well, he is old. His fingers probably cramp up a little more.
Then at that point, you should have feet keyboards.
I think it was a pretty impactful scene because it shows that, like, this is where Maverick fully comes out, and he says that he has doubts about himself and the mission.
Here we go. This is what I was talking about.
And he's finally able to be vulnerable and not so...
I forget, is the actor dead too? Or
the guy who plays Iceman?
Yeah.
Val... It's
Val Kilmer?
Val Kilmer, yeah. I don't know, actually.
1996. Oh, no, that's Spouse.
He died when... His soul died when he got married.
I think he's still...
Because I remember seeing...
Yeah, he's still alive. It says Los Angeles.
Well, maybe they de-aged him because I remember an article saying something like...
They de-aged everyone in this movie.
Especially Tom Cruise. Yeah. He's always being de-aged now.
I thought he looked just as old as he looked, kind of. Like, I saw plenty of wrinkles. Like,
but they de-aged
those were...
I
feel like those were... The wrinkle ones were in low-lit scenes.
He's how old right now? Oh, he's only 59?
How old?
59.
Oh, 59.
Almost 60. Okay, so days later, Iceman dies. Maverick and the pilots attend his funeral. With Iceman gone, Cyclone removes Maverick as mission trainer.
That was so
and
fucked
sets
up.
new parameters that are less risky on approach, but riskier on egress.
All right, so this scene, the way they went about it was so messed up. There's they try to be nice about it. Says, why don't you take all the time you need to cool off from this situation? I know your best friend, one of your best friends died from your past, and they said, and he's like, no, I want you training.
I'm good, yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not telling you to cool out. I'm telling you, you're fired.
Yeah, that was messed up, dude.
So I thought that was just cold-hearted, man. Like, you could have done a better job with that. Come on.
You should have wrote it down in paper.
Yeah, like,
it
here you
was.
go.
I also
Val
felt
Kilmer.
stressed because the students were learning one mission,
And now
and
they
all of
gotta
a sudden,
do this.
last minute, they have to learn another mission.
And then this is where he becomes
Well,
Maverick.
not even learn another minute. Just go slower
Yeah,
mostly.
Basically, they knew as the new instructor was explaining it, they were whispering to each other, "This is a suicide mission."
And then this one Maverick becomes Maverick and does his own thing.
Yeah. So, what do you guys think of him doing the unauthorized?
He
flight?
does the protagonist thing where,
Where he does everything under the time limit he set for everyone
and
else.
and the worst he gets is like, "Oh, you scamp."
Like slap on the hands, like, okay, you're back on the team.
Well, I
Literally on the
guess.
team. Like, they weren't originally gonna have him on the team, right?
Yeah,
But-
he wasn't gonna be flying,
But then he said, you know what? Since you just did the time under the original time limit, we're gonna have you on the team.
Like 15 seconds earlier.
And then, what was that scene where oh, that's the wrong movie. Anyways, what was I saying?
English, motherfucker, do you speak it?
Yeah, when when they were practicing the aiming down into the specific where they had to aim precisely in order to hit the target.
The laser.
The laser thing. That was like they did all that training, and in the end, it still failed, and they had to eyeball it.
Yeah. So yeah, let's talk about that. Maverick chooses the mission pilots and who is paired with. So Phoenix and Bob, while Rooster is paired with Payback, and Fanboy and Hangman is paired with Fanboy. Hangman is the one who has to stay back. The team launches from the aircraft carrier while the cruise fires Tomahawk missiles. Tomahawk cruise missiles to destroy the air base near the plant. The team reaches the plant and destroys it, but are attacked by surface-to-air missiles. When Rooster runs out of countermeasures, Maverick sacrifices his jet to protect him and ejects. Believing Maverick to be killed in action, the remaining aircraft return to the carrier. But against orders, Rooster turns back and saves Maverick from an Mi-24 helicopter gunship, but is shot down by another surface-to-air missile. So what do you guys think when the two basically are stranded?
It seemed pretty bullshit that they did the thing where like, oh, fake out death. Tom Cruise isn't dead. I would have appreciated the movie a little bit more if he did die.
Yeah, I think that's what I was telling.
The,
Bob
Yeah, that's what
here.
you mentioned too, as well. Yeah. So
the girl next to me, she like whenever like something like looked like a fake out does, she literally put up her hands going like this.
The brain.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
And then when it happened, she'd get super hyped and like, bro, like, you really think they're gonna kill Tom Cruise? Like, if they did, that'd be cool, because they'd have to like do something out of the regular to wrap up the story in a bittersweet sort of ending.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Other than that, though, I think everything up to this point was really suspenseful and really well done. But I don't know. I think once we got to that point where both of them are stranded and they're both like, I don't know, working together, it felt a little, I don't know, it took me out of the movie and it started to feel more fake.
Started doing comedy in the middle of the forest while they're like they're about to be hunted down. They're just
where
standing
they're pushing
around.
each other.
Yeah.
It's like, why'd you come back? Because you would have done the same or whatever. Blah, blah,
I
blah.
agree with that scene. What you guys said about the whole the fake death. That was dumb.
Really?
It would have been a good way to end there, but obviously they can't have that. It's got to have a feel-good moment towards the end where everything succeeds.
Like, wouldn't it have been crazy if like Rooster also died because he did get shot down? Oh my god.
That would have been crazy, yeah. The two reunite and head towards the destroyer air base, where they steal an undamaged F-14 Tomcat, which is, the plane Tom Cruise flies in the first movie.
All right, so this is the scene I was kind of like talking about, where I got, the fifth gen fighters were behind the fourth gen,
Yeah, I know what you're talking
And they're
about.
coming
Oh
up
my
on him like
God.
this. They're like,
So
They're like, this
stupid.
guy's one of us.
I thought it was funny.
Maverick and Rooster shoot down 2 intercepting Su-57s, but a third arrives as they run out of weapons and countermeasures. Hangman arrives from standby to shoot down the Su-57, and the planes return to cheers on the carrier, where Maverick and Rooster reconcile.
I thought it was a really sick dogfight because, you know,
All the dogfights.
all the
really
the technology having to go into going against those newer models. It was interesting how they had to do weird things to avoid getting hit.
Oh yeah, like
and
fly
hitting
low to
other
the
one.
ground.
And it was nice to see the comparison between, like, what was it, 30 years ago, jet fighter planes
Versus now.
versus now, because there was a lot more. You had to keep track of, like,
So many levers.
so many
Like
levers,
the-
buttons, and all
Like the
that.
5th gen guy, he did like a
Some
like a
crazy maneuvers,
like
yeah.
an air brake. Then he turned into like a flying shuriken
That was pretty cool, yeah.
That was crazy. You know, what I'm seeing
to
is
avoid the
Jack
fucking
Jack Storm in
missile.
the air. I'm sorry. That's all I'm thinking of now. Jack Storm.
So sometime after the mission, Maverick and Rooster work together in a plane. Penny arrives with her daughter Amelia, and Maverick takes Penny on a ride in the plane they were just fixing. Rooster walks to a photo board and acknowledges a photo of their mission success alongside a photo of his late father and a young Maverick.
Morbius.
What do you guys think of the ending, pretty much? The happy
I like
ending.
I didn't care for the happy ending, but I like the music they used in the ending.
Picture of
What
Morbius.
song did they use again?
I have no idea.
Oh, it's just music?
Don't
Yeah.
stop believing.
No.
Don't stop.
That was not
Confetti
it.
flies everywhere.
I actually like I like the song in this one. This is probably one of my favorite scenes right here, actually.
The bar scene.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. Yeah, it was it was a solid ending. The heroes win.
That's the downside. Like there was like 3 different endings that could have happened in this
Yeah.
movie. I was like, okay, when is this the ending? Is
They went
this
with the most generic
It was
one.
like a choose your own adventure, except they
They
purposely
chose-
chose the happy
Yeah.
ending.
Yeah, they chose the safest one. Everyone survived.
What was-
Tom Cruise ends up with a girl.
Doesn't he always?
He isn't
Unless it's Mission
dead.
So what do you guys rate it out of 10?
Still an 8.5.
7.5.
7.9.
Did you guys have a favorite scene?
Favorite scene for me was probably
The Gen 5 fight.
that was a pretty good scene. Yeah,
That was good.
I
And
think.
I didn't expect them to say that taking down jets would be that much harder. Like he's only got 5 confirmed takedowns at this point, right?
Yeah,
In-
because
in
there's
a
not
30
too
years
much
thing.
dogfights.
Well, yes, but like in times of war, I wonder how much they could actually get. Though I'm curious to see because it seems like it's not easy at this point.
Especially since there's like ejector seats. So even if you destroy the plane, it's not like you killed them.
There's also like they were fighting against all these anti-aircraft missiles.
Mhm.
But my favorite scene is probably the one where Tom Cruise was sneaking out of the window because I thought that was funny.
Oh, and when she said, "Don't break your heart this time."
The girl catches him, yeah.
Yeah. It was funny until it got deep at that point when
Yeah,
she
I
said
was like,
that.
oh come on, why you gotta do that?
Well, I mean,
Like,
she's looking out for her mom.
we were having a fun moment here, and then you went and did that.
She's looking out for her mom.
Bro, look how bad he looks. I don't like young Tom Cruise at all.
This IMDb audience member gave it a 10 out of 10. I was reluctantly dragged into the theater, thinking that they didn't need to make a Top Gun 2, and that the first one was where the story needed to end. I could write a couple paragraphs to summarize my feelings after walking out of the theater, but I'm just going to leave it with this one sentence. I was wrong.
that was exactly me.
Yeah, I think that was all our sentiments, pretty much. We're like, this isn't really necessary. This is not going to be that good. But surprisingly, it was. This person gave it a 1 out of 10. I took my dad to see this, and we both knew it was a mistake several minutes in when old men in the audience were belly laughing at the most banal, basic humor. The smell of hot dogs and regret was thick in the air, and we watched endless scenes of repetitive plane tricks while our eardrums were bombarded with dangerous decibel levels of action sound effects. tiny old Tom once again played himself, an obnoxious, overly confident, weird little dude with funny teeth and intense stare from robotic eyes, dehumanized from decades-long cult marination.
What the fuck? These guys
He's
had,
so salty.
This guy had a hate boner for this movie and the people in it.
Like he's calling Tom Cruise short because like Tom Cruise doesn't really see it as that much of a disadvantage, clearly. But
I mean,
man,
he's
this
showing
man's
up the Family Guy makes big fun of.
Yeah.
So.
That's true.
yeah, but you know he doesn't care. He's a cajillionaire.
What did the old men smelling like hot dogs have to do with
I
this?
guess they were you, but old.
They were very bitter, just not towards even the movie. It was mostly Tom Cruise. And like if the sounds are that loud, did they go to IMAX? Because like in the regular theater, it's not that loud.
Mm-hmm. This Metacritic reviewer gave it a 91 out of 100. So the director Joe Kosinski was also the director of Tron Legacy. Matches his well-established architectural precision with suitably nostalgic but never pandering emotionally, while Cruise commands the screen in a performance that leverages his multi-million-dollar star wattage to brighten the entire film.
Did he compare it to the Tron remake?
I think he's basically saying this guy is known for Tron, and Tron is a good movie, and this is a good movie.
Really not.
I know. I still think that I saw a couple articles saying that like this is Tom's best performance in his career.
I have to agree with that. Like Eddie asked me if I thought this was probably one of his top-rated movies, and I definitely would have to agree. Even better.
I'm saying like the best. He's the best.
I really
do
like his later Mission Impossible movies.
I still prefer him a lot in Live, Die, Repeat.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it was okay, but it's not this good.
All right. Yeah. So check out our previous podcast if you've enjoyed this one so far. We upload new episodes weekly. Also check out our Patreon. Any help is greatly appreciated. Do you guys want to take an intermission?
I'm good.
Jesus, how you
I don't know.
You good?
Sure, I'm
keep
good.
checking through.
Yeah, I'm
right.
good.
Now time for a spoiler-free review of Pirates of the Caribbean. So, yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean: The Curse of the Black Pearl, released July 9th of 2003, starring Johnny Depp and Orlando Bloom, directed by Gore Verbinski, rated PG-13. Plot summary: blacksmith Will Turner teams up with eccentric pirate Captain Jack Sparrow to save his love, the governor's daughter, from Jack's former pirate allies who are now undead. What do you guys think without getting into spoilers?
I really like the actors. I mean, when I was younger, I actually hated this movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just, for me, it was too, I don't know. I
Too
had to
oversaturated?
Yes, I had to grow into the movie, basically, to the point where I really love the movie now. But back then, I thought it was like, it's not my kind of movie. I don't like it. The actors were boring to me, and I just did not like it. I don't have a specific good reason for why I didn't like it. It just wasn't for me back then.
For me, it was around the same deal. Like it's oversaturated, and I thought it seemed like I didn't know very much about it. But I thought it was gonna just be like a boring-ish, like not Disney Channel movie, but like around those lines. Like a High School Musical,
But with pirates.
High School Musical.
No, in terms of production.
You really thought the production was gonna be that bad?
Well, I think I saw like one little clip, and it didn't have like any CGI.
Okay.
It was just Jack just chilling.
It looked horrible.
You guys ever see that picture of Jack Sparrow saying movie mistakes, and there's like the Adidas sign by his hat is like, that's fake.
Yeah, obviously, he didn't have Adidas. All right, I still think it's a very fun adventure/action movie. Sure, some of the lines are a bit cheesy, but others are very memorable. Like we talked about last week with the Amber Heard situation, the day she almost caught Captain Jack Sparrow. Yeah, the stunts in action holds up incredibly well.
CGI also holds
Yeah,
up.
that was my next
incredibly
point.
well.
The CGI for 2003 still looks really good, especially compared to like
Especially with
some modern movies.
the CGI and the green screen and what was it, Black Widow?
Yeah, we keep roasting that movie.
was
that was
terrible
bad. That was
CGI.
bad.
It was just the cars.
No, the explosion too. Remember?
explosion.
When they
Oh,
were
yeah, that's
jumping in front of
right.
the cheese.
That's true.
So bad.
But nothing will beat the Kings, man. At least.
Yeah, see, Pirates did a lot better for 2003.
They I don't know why they put so much into it. for
Disney
this
believed in this movie.
stuff. They really didn't. They hated Jack Sparrow. They hated the way they portrayed it. Johnny Depp portrayed him. They did not want it.
True.
They're like, he's acting
He's too drunk.
too effeminate.
He's too drunk.
Like he does these weird little hand
Yeah,
things.
they were very against it.
But the vibe and the atmosphere for this movie is amazing, and it's got a fantastic soundtrack, in my opinion.
Yeah, at this point, like going back to how I said I hated the movie, now I'm at the point where I sometimes listen to the movie just to go to bed.
Comfort movie.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you guys rate it out of 10?
I'm giving it a 9.
Probably an 8.5, depending.
Yeah, I put 8.6 out of 10. Let's
What's
look
the
at some
point one, bro?
that it's better than an 8.5. The extra point is the CGI still good.
I guess I can see that.
The Metascore, the critics for Metascore gave it a 63 out of 100. Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter 80%. Audience and IMDb audience and IMDb 8 out of 10, and Rotten Tomato audience 86%. So the average Wally scores is 77.25%. So let's get into the spoiler-filled review. Let's take an in-depth review of Pirates of the Caribbean, The Curse of the Black Pearl, starting with the beginning. In 1720, while sailing to Port Royal, Jamaica, aboard HMS Dauntless, Governor Swan and his daughter Elizabeth encounter a shipwreck and recover a boy, Will Turner. Elizabeth discovers a golden pirate medallion around his neck and takes it. 8 years later, Captain James Norrington is promoted to commandeer and proposes to Elizabeth, but her corset makes her faint and fall into the sea, causing the medallion to emit a pulse. While Captain Jack Sparrow, having just arrived in Port Royal to commandeer a ship, rescues Elizabeth. So what do you guys think of the whole... I guess let's just start with finding Will Turner on the boat. What do you guys think of that?
It was a good introduction to the characters. Not all of them, obviously, but it was a good way to start off and give you the time skip, I think.
Yeah. What was that guy's name? Briggs?
Off.
I have no clue.
The guy that was on the boat with...
you're talking about the guy who becomes pirate.
Yeah, I wonder
Pirate,
what his story is.
Yeah, he knows a lot. Like, what the heck is up with him? Like, he knows everything.
Yeah, everything about everything.
So it was weird.
He was with Elizabeth from the beginning, but they don't even mention it in this movie. She just notices later on.
Here's my theory. He's on the same level as Calypso. He might be someone who is like Calypso, but that's just a wild theory. It's probably not true. But he knows too much for his own good, I think.
And what do you guys think of the introduction to Jack?
Perfect. It sets his character up very well. This little character, like he's, like I said, aloof, but he knows what he's doing at the same time. Like, yeah, cool. It takes 3 shillings to port at this dock.
It was 1.
Or no, I thought it was 3.
No, it was 1. He bribed them with 2 extra.
Oh yeah. And then he just takes his coin pouch instead. Like,
Yeah.
it shows up how cunning he can be without showing too much. At the
And
same
he
time.
was messing with those Navy men.
Yeah, he's too good at his job. Like, you don't expect it, but he does the things in such a way where it's like, oh my gosh, how did he just get away with that?
Yeah, I really liked the very beginning where he's sailing in on top of a sinking ship. I thought that was funny. Just perfectly steps onto the dock.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. Will Turner and what's her face, Elizabeth. They were a little boring at the beginning. Like the blacksmith thing. I was like, yeah, whatever. I don't really care about this. And as them as a love interest type deal, it felt like, like a will they, won't they situation that I wasn't really vibing with either. They didn't really have much chemistry, in my opinion.
Okay.
The only thing they have in common seemed to be that they met each other once as a kids.
He loved her from afar.
Is that Linus Tech Tips? Looks like Linus Tech Tips in the black and white.
I'm not seeing Briggs on here anywhere.
Okay, let's move on to so what do you guys think when basically Elizabeth faints and Jack Sparrow has to save her?
Oh, she should have died.
She should have died from the rocks.
Yeah, she got too lucky there. Pure dumb luck.
I also liked this scene with Jack Sparrow. He's able to turn the situation around from him being almost arrested to him, basically escaping by turning Elizabeth's kindness against her.
Yeah.
And then what do you guys think of the duel between Will and Jack?
It was pretty cool. The choreography was nice.
Yeah.
They didn't do the stupid shaky cam too much. It was still there at points, but
not enough to distract you from the action.
Yeah, they had some wide shots where they show them having a more interesting fight.
Yeah, this is where I say Pirates does really good stunts. Like when Jack was flying around in the freaking conveyor thing, and they were still fighting up there. That was really cool.
All right, so you guys know the officers, right? The at the beginning of the movie, there's like Beckett,
the
redcoats.
Redcoats.
The redcoats, yeah. There's Beckett, and then there's the other one that takes a fancy to Elizabeth, right?
Oh yeah.
For the longest time, I thought they were the same person.
What?
Because they look the same to
what
me.
What are you talking about?
The British guys in red coats.
Isn't one of them fat and the other one's like skinny?
No.
He's talking about the commandeer.
Yeah.
Oh.
His right hand man, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. What is his name? Beckett? I don't know. Yeah, this guy. And then there's
yeah, this is right hand man.
And then there's the other guy who.
Yeah, I could see how you could mistake those.
It's weird.
That guy turns into a guy.
What?
He morphs.
It looks like he morphed into Davy Jones.
Oh, wrong guy.
All right. So, yeah, they have a duel, and Jack is in prison that night. The Black Pearl attacks Port Royale, searching for the medallion. The crew of the Pearl captures Elizabeth, taking her to meet Captain Barbossa. Elizabeth claims her last name is Turner to conceal her identity as the governor's daughter. Barbossa explains that the medallion is one of 882 gold pieces that his crew took from the cursed treasure of Hernan Cortez. Yeah, on Isla de la Muerte. This in turn cursed Barbossa and his crew, turning them into immortals who appear skeletal in moonlight. So, what do you guys think of the introduction of Captain Barbossa and the rest of his crew?
I was pretty hyped at the thought that everyone on Port Royal was gonna get fucking murked. They were all assholes to Jack. They all. I'm like, fuck him, just let him die.
He's a pirate. Normally, pirates aren't very kind people.
Yeah, but in this instance, he completely saved her. And
yeah, that's true.
Like, they can't cut him any slack.
I guess they could.
This is my Jack Sparrow right here.
You look like that?
No, this is the Monkey Jack, the Barbossa named after Jack.
Jesus Christ, that was loud.
So, yeah, I think that was Disney pushed it further than they normally do in terms of the action here. Like you were saying, when the town was being raided, there's a bunch of cannonballs flying around and stuff like that. And
there's a continuity. I don't know if continuity is the right word, but there is definitely something wrong here because the moon is out at the time, but no one was transforming.
Yeah, that was weird.
So,
but other than that, I think the action here was good for a Disney movie since they normally don't like to do this sort of things.
Yeah, it's also inconsistent on how the zombie appearance looks. Because, like, in Kingdom Hearts, and in Kingdom Hearts, and in the last scene, the last couple scenes, when they're in that, like,
cave.
Yeah, in that cave with the little god rays, like, when they step into the light, they get all scalified.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, there's points in the earlier scenes where they're raiding the the Port Royal. They're in complete darkness, but there's still skeletons.
What did you guys think of the initial skeleton reveal, though?
It was
It was
cool.
good.
I was like, wow, the CGI doesn't
I
look
mean,
like
it was
complete
nice
shit.
of them to choreograph that entire situation just to show Elizabeth what they can do and what they are. So I thought it
Yeah,
was
Elizabeth just flying around the
funny.
whole
Like, oh,
ship.
cool. Like, let's give her a little trip around the ship and scare the living crap out of her.
Pretty much.
I
yeah.
took a snap for Paige of the scene where Barbosa is chasing her around the dinner table, and then he says "arg."
Arr. He's a pirate. I like Barbosa.
What
He's cool.
are you doing?
What are you doing here, matey? Barbosa and his crew have returned all but one of the pieces, with Elizabeth's medallion being the final piece. Barbosa takes her prisoner, believing that she is the daughter of Bootstrap Bill Turner, whose blood is needed to lift the curse.
I was surprised that they didn't know that their homie had a kid. Slash, they probably did know he had a kid,
Oh,
but
Barbosa?
Bill Turner,
Oh.
him having a kid. Because they don't say the gender,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know.
Is this your Pirates movie?
What the fuck? No, but the point is, like, it was whatever. I don't know.
So Will frees Jack to rescue Elizabeth, whom Will loves. Jack, the previous captain of the Black Pearl, before Barbosa staged mutiny, makes a deal with Will to reclaim his ship. So basically, it's revealed that Jack was the former captain. Actually, that comes a little later at Tortuga.
One thing I really find funny about this movie is how this is obviously Will Turner's and Elizabeth's movie. It's about them, but Jack just
Steals the show.
Steals the entire show. It's like, yeah, it's cool that you got a story, but Jack is the interesting character here.
Pretty much. The two commandeer HMS Interceptor and head for Tortuga. There, Jack enlists Gibbs to help them assemble a crew. So what do you guys think of when they commandeer a ship from Port Royal?
That has got to be the best pirate I've ever seen.
Yeah, I love that scene. The stunts were just so good.
Like, yeah, it was cool, but like at the same time, I was like, they could have easily like done it again, where they sent out grappling hooks to go again to the other side. Cause like you'd assume that both ships had the equipment needed to like toss the shit over, so they could recommandeer their own ship.
Maybe they got rid of it because they tied. I forgot what, but they basically messed it up so that the ship wouldn't steer.
It was dumb of them. Like, why would you send everyone on your ship to the other ship?
That is an
Like,
issue.
that is some terrible commanding on your part. Like, how do you have your job, sir?
Because the soldiers here aren't the smartest people.
Clearly.
So chasing. All right, what do you guys think when they ask Gibbs and the rest of the crew for help, though? On the
Who
island
the
of
fuck is
Tortuga.
Gibbs again?
He's
Oh.
the old man who smells bad.
The one that knows everything somehow.
Oh,
Yeah.
what was the question?
What do you guys think of that scene on Tortuga, basically, where they enlist the help of him and the crew?
Good introduction to a character that was shown at the start of the movie, saying like how he became a pirate now.
Yeah,
Unless he was a double agent.
the whole time. It could have been that, yeah.
It was a fine scene. The introduction to the crew itself was, nothing special. None of the characters really seemed to have like a personality.
What do you mean? There's one that had a parrot talk for him.
Yeah, that was. I like that
How many
character.
scenes did that person have?
3.
Of
He had quite a few,
interest.
yeah. He shows up through all the movies, actually. He's in every movie. Every movie.
Are all of them in all the movies?
A lot of them are, actually.
The lady is too.
Yeah, like the one that I remember the most was the black lady.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're talking about Calypso?
Yeah, she wanted her ship back from Jack.
Sure.
She's only in the first 3.
That's all you need to be in.
Yeah.
So chasing the pearl to the Isla de la Muerta, Will and Jack witness Barbosa sacrificing Elizabeth's blood and returning the final gold piece. The curse is not lifted because Elizabeth does not carry the blood of Bootstrap Bill, Will's father, and a previous crewmate of the Pearl. Will rescues Elizabeth and brings her to the Interceptor, while Jack is captured by Barbossa and locked in the brig of the Pearl. The Pearl pursues the Interceptor, destroying the ship and taking Jack's crew hostage. So what do you guys think before all that? Basically where Will kind of betrayed Jack and left him behind.
I was like,
It's very typical for this situation. I'm like, cool, you got me where I needed to be. I got what I needed, so you're on your own now. But I like how it's a back and forth situation. Like, you can't trust anyone because it really shows how pirates are, because there's the constant fear of betrayal here, and it shows in this scene as well.
yeah, I was pretty hyped that Will giving into his genetic pirate instincts of scamming people by scamming Jack and then crying about being scammed later.
So Will makes a deal with Barbossa to release Elizabeth in exchange for his blood. But Barbossa exploits a loophole in the agreement, marooning Jack and Elizabeth on an island. Elizabeth makes a smoke signal, and the Norrington comes. Commandeer Norrington brings the Dauntless to rescue Elizabeth and arrest Jack. Elizabeth asks Norrington to pursue the Pearl and save Will, convincing him by accepting Norrington's marriage proposal. So what do you guys think when Elizabeth and Jack are marooned on the island?
I actually was not a big fan of this scene here.
I was a little weirded out. It seemed very...
This is a weird thing between Jack and Elizabeth, because it goes on for the full 3 movies, and it's very frustrating to see it because
you get the blue balls.
No, well, yes, well, yes, because Elizabeth is like trying to trick Jack Sparrow by obviously like coming on to him,
drunk,
you know that, and it's frustrating to see because you know nothing's gonna happen, and you don't want anything to happen, but they just keep on trying to force that there a little bit there, but you know it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, it was very weird.
It was. It's also worse because she's 17 in this movie.
Oh, no.
So,
Yeah, that's not good.
But yeah, I was creeped out at just them like being all like too close while they were both drunk.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since she seemed to like what's his face?
Jack? Or Will?
Will, yeah.
Yeah, it was a little weird, but I also thought it was funny the next morning when Jack was like, "Why'd you get rid of the rum?"
that was the funny part, yes. But I thought the scene was boring overall.
Mm-hmm.
It was not for me. That's probably one of my
Least favorite
scenes in the entire movie.
Also, it was pretty weird. It's weird how they don't like exactly know how the curse works, because they're like, well, like why it doesn't seem like there was that much suspense when they first thought that they just needed like to cut the wrist, not the wrist, the palm of their hand to get a little bit of blood out.
Mm-hmm.
And like they didn't even bother with Will. They're like, nah, we're just gonna fucking do all of it. Who cares?
They said, "Fuck, we don't know for sure."
Well, I think the reason why they didn't exactly specify specific rules is so they can work around it as they need it to be. Like, the movie's progressing, we need to find a way to end it. And since we don't have all these rules set up, they can end it however they want now because of that.
And I felt like the fact that they do the whole scene where they bring Elizabeth to the thing, and then they spend like 15 minutes to do the ritual, and then they come back and they're like, "Oh shit, it didn't work. We gotta get this other dork." I felt like it made the movie a little too long.
Yeah, but then if it ended there, it would have been, I think, an hour, maybe.
Well, I don't know, like some other situation where they don't
Need to come
completely.
after Will.
Yeah, they have to do the exact same thing. Like some sort of mishap happens halfway through their journey to the island the first time.
So that
something.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't repeat the same plot points. That night, the Dauntless arrives at Isla de la Muerta. Jack tells Norrington he will lure the pirates out to be ambushed by the crew of the Dauntless, but instead persuades Barbossa's crew to attack the Dauntless before they lift the curse and lose their immortality.
This is where you really get to see Jack shine and how brilliant he really is.
He manipulates both sides.
He is such a
God,
manipulator.
bro. Big ups to Jack, I guess. She's so smart, bro.
Elizabeth escapes the Dauntless and frees Jack's crew from the brig of the Pearl. They refuse to rescue Jack and Will. So Elizabeth sets out on her own while Jack's crew depart aboard the Pearl. Jack again switches sides, freeing Will and dueling Barbossa, while Elizabeth and Will fight off Barbossa's crewmen. When Barbossa stabs Jack, it is revealed that Jack took a piece of gold from the chest and likewise is cursed and unable to die.
First time watching this movie, like not first time, the first couple times watching the movie, I didn't understand how he became that way. And then watching it after that, I was like, oh, you can see that sleight of hand trick where he obviously hides the coin.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Because obviously when I was younger, I was like, oh, how did that happen?
They literally hang a shot for like 3 seconds.
Yes,
just
but
on his
look,
bare
I was a dumb kid back then,
yeah,
so you know.
I get it.
So Jack shoots Barbossa and Will returns both coins to the chest with his and Jack's blood on it. The curse is lifted. Barbossa dies from Jack's gunshot, and the rest of Barbossa's crew are no longer immortal and arrested. So what do you guys think of that? Basically, when the tides turn on the Captain Orrington's ship.
It was a good scene. I thought the lead up to it was too slow of a attack when they were underwater.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was. I get they were trying to build the suspense there a little bit, but I thought it was it dragged on a bit long.
Where they were running underwater with
Yeah.
the boat.
I thought the shot was cool, yeah, but I see what you're saying.
How does that work even?
What?
Well, they don't need to breathe, so they can just walk underwater.
No, but how does that work? Why is the boat not filling up with water from underneath?
Oh, that's not what I was talking about. I
Oh,
was talking about towards the end of the movie where
The skeleton
pirates
crew.
the skeletons were underwater trying to get to.
oh,
Captain
yeah.
Orrington. But MythBusters also did that thing you were talking about, and it wouldn't work. I don't think. I mean, it worked, but it's not
The safest.
It's not a safe option because you'll run out of oxygen way too fast.
But yeah, that whole fight scene I think was really good. And both in the cave and on the ship, especially for a Disney movie that doesn't do too much. Action
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was relatively merciless in terms of 2003. What
Yeah.
PG-13 PG?
Yeah. I think PG-13, yeah.
Like
Yeah,
I
this
feel
right
there'd be a lot of different changes / cuts straight up if this movie was released now.
Most likely. All right. So at Port Royal, Jack is to be hanged for piracy. Elizabeth diverts Norrington's attention while Will attempts to rescue, but Jack and Will are surrounded. Elizabeth intercedes and declares her love for Will. Governor Swan pardons Will and gives his blessing for Elizabeth to marry him. Jack dives into the sea and escapes aboard the nearby Pearl, reclaiming the ship and his new crew. Norrington permits Jack and the Pearls 1 day's head start before initiating a pursuit.
I really like the way this ended and how it leads into the next movie, even though the movies go downhill from this one.
Yeah.
But it does have its consequences in the next movie. So, yes, it ended happily here, but then everything goes wrong at the start of the next movie because of the consequence of how it ended here.
Yeah.
So it's a very good way to show that.
It's just like how Shrek's
Shrek.
dad-in-law died in the third one.
Oh, the second one.
It's
Oh, that was the
exactly
third
like
one.
that.
It's exactly like that. I liked Will's big hat at the end of the movie.
Oh, how he looked like one of the Three Musketeers.
Yeah, he just threw a sword at Jack's feet. He was struggling to get.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna cut the rope. Out of his fucking feet.
So I saw a Screen Rant video about this because I've rewatched the Screen Rant version of this
Oh my god.
movie a couple times actually. And it's like, why didn't he just throw the
sword
sword
at his neck.
at the
At his neck.
The noose, I mean, around his neck.
at the rope? Like,
Yeah.
why not? Because it would be cooler if he stands on the sword instead.
It'd be cooler. While he's gasping for air.
Yeah.
All right. What do you guys final ratings for this movie?
What was it? What was my rating? 9, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a 9.
Yeah, I'm sticking at 9.
I'm sticking at 8.
8.6. Let's look at some online ratings. This IMDb Honest Maverick gave it a 10 out of 10. Awesome action and swashbuckling adventure. Great music from the likes of Hans Zimmer. Good visuals.
Hans Zimmer
And
worked on
Johnny
this?
Depp's
Yeah.
hilarious
That explains a
improvisational
lot.
performance as Jack Sparrow. The other performances are good as well, but Depp's is the highlight, and you damn well know it. Makes the first Pirates of the Caribbean adventure a fun action flick that's not only a great first non-touchstone Hollywood picture. So many descriptions. But also a much more movie than a movie based off a theme park ride has the right to be.
Yeah, I didn't when I watched this first in the first while because I only found out like a couple years ago that it was based off a ride.
Yeah,
I had no idea about that, so I was like,
Really?
I had no idea it was based off a ride.
It's like Jungle Cruise, except this is better.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? Oh, my favorite scene of this movie would easily be the scene where Jack is just holding a banana for like 2 minutes straight in a scene where he's talking to the new crew.
I don't know.
That's my favorite scene.
I don't remember the banana.
He's just randomly holding a banana. I took a snap of it because I was asking why the fuck he's holding a banana, and I thought maybe it was for scurvy, but I forgot that was oranges, right?
Yeah, the bananas have potassium.
Yeah. So I was wondering why the fuck he was holding a banana.
Next time we watch this again.
This one gave it a 1 out of 10. This movie was absolutely horrible. I want that 2 hours of my life back. It's extremely predictable and written by formula. Depp did his usual strong performance, but I wonder if he actually read the script before agreeing to do this movie. My guess is that he was looking for a moneymaker, and that Disney logo spelled cash. It must be expensive living in France. Even though Depp performed well, the persistent, intentional head bobbing was annoying. It couldn't have been understandable if there was anything resembling a story.
Okay, so what is this guy watching that made this movie predictable? Because the amount of backstabbing in this movie, it's the first time I've seen it to this extent. So it was not predictable to me. Like, oh my God, he just did this?
Yeah.
Like, so I
Switching
don't know what
sides
this
constantly.
guy is watching to say that the plot here, or the way things turn out, not just the plot, because the plot is kind of basic, obviously. But the way they go about it is there's nothing predictable about it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I think
They do a lot of stereotypical pirate shit, but I wouldn't say it's
backstabbing.
completely.
I would also say that this is probably the biggest pirate movie, so they can get away with it because they set the trend for like piratey stuff.
I
Are you talking
definitely have
about
to disagree with
Caillou's
that
episode
person.
where he's a pirate?
Yeah,
Jake and the Neverland Pirates.
I'm gonna say this person's blown smoke.
Yeah, most likely.
What? Doesn't that mean that they're hyping up the movie?
No.
Blowing smoke up their ass?
They're blowing smoke up their own review.
No,
All right.
I might have been using the wrong term. Yeah, I don't know. They're wrong.
All right, so let's move on to content we've seen this week. What are some shows or movies you guys watch this week?
I've been listening to more of, or what the fuck? I've been reading more of that Stephen King movie. Jesus Christ, you're freaking me out.
The book.
Yeah, the book. Yeah, sorry, I'm tired. I've been reading that book. It's pretty good still. I'm like halfway through chapter 18
Nice, dude.
out of what 30 something. It's getting a little slow.
Am I right?
It's a little slow at the moment, but I think it'll pick back up soon. I've also been watching How I Met Your Father.
How is that?
Started that yesterday again. Started on episode 3
it
because
worth
I saw the first 2.
Is it worth it?
I've been enjoying it surprisingly. It gets much better from the first episode.
I tried watching The Office for the first time.
Oh.
Or not for the first time. I tried watching The Office a couple of times, and I just can't get past the first couple episodes.
The first season is very mean in terms of Michael's character. He completely changes in season 2.
It's not the mean. It's not good.
It's funny.
good.
All the seasons are
I-
funny.
look,
Well,
that's
okay, the
funny.
last couple weren't
Look,
that funny.
I think what happened is I'm spoiled by the clips because all I
Oh,
see.
you know
is
all the
Oh
good
yeah,
moments.
it's because
I'm
you're
just being spoiled by the clips, and I'm not seeing the in between those clips. Like I'm seeing the Jim and Dwight pranks.
the
and
pranks.
I really
Those are hilarious.
love those. I really love those.
Just watch a
lot.
compilation of those.
I do, but I want to see what leads up to it. But everything that leads up to that is boring. Like the jello scene, that was in like what the first episode.
you're even beyond normie where you don't even see The Office. You're just an Office clip normie. You fucking normie.
I can't help it because like take out the bad stuff and show me the good stuff. There we go.
The whole show is good. It's just that you don't care about like the characters. You just want those little skits.
Yes. that explains why I like SNL as well, because I just like the
Ugh,
skits now.
SNL's trash.
It's
I
kind
don't
of
like
trash
SNL
now,
either.
but the old 2013 SNL,
2013, 2005.
I don't know when I first started watching it. I think it was like 2008 when I first saw it, and then it was like 2008 and 2013 between there. That's when I really laughed the most.
I
in
think
SNL.
SNL has
It's
been
gone downhill a lot. though.
SNL has been bad for longer than it has ever been good.
It's gotta be canceled.
And a bunch of people are leaving. Like a bunch of the good people are leaving right now as well. So I'm like, what are they gonna do? I
Pete
think-
Davidson has to
Pete
do
Davidson left, and
two
then-
more Kim brandings on his asshole.
And then there's another person left that's pretty good in the show as well. I forgot his name, but you know. But yeah, so I tried watching The Office. Started watching some SpongeBob for some background noise. So I'm playing the new game V Rising.
How do you think about? What do you think about
Jeez.
that?
It is so good.
Ew.
It is so good.
Go
Who would you
Ross.
recommend it for?
I would, if you like survival games, if you like vampires, if you like the Morbius memes, then you'll enjoy this.
We meme this game into
Um,
existence.
It's very much a good game. Let me see. It's got a 9 out of 10 on Steam. 93% Google user like the game. I don't know what other like I'm not seeing any other big
Ratings.
ratings except for like Steam right now, obviously.
I'm not gonna buy the game until it's like on sale.
But I'm really enjoying the game. It is so good. You basically go. It's basically as it sounds. You go around.
It's as
Building
it sounds.
castle.
V Rising.
Not okay. No. Well, yes, you're rising up to be like the lord of the area you're in. So the maps don't look that big, but it is huge because of how small your character is compared to the world. And so it takes forever to get to certain locations. Like if you need to get sulfur and you have only small deposits in your area, you got to travel like 1,000, 2,000 meters just to get to the.
You can't
nearest-
fly like as a bat.
Eventually, you'll be able to teleport, but you can't teleport if you have items in your
Oh
inventory.
my god.
So teleporting becomes basically you can't just like go over there, grab a bunch of items, and teleport all the way back just to. Yeah, you gotta painstakingly travel area. But there's like RPG elements in the game, so you got to fight bosses in the game to get new things like new powers and all that stuff. It's very cool.
It's very. I
I'm
mean,
interested.
that
You gotta
happens in a
avoid-
lot of games.
There is like a night and day cycle, and you got to avoid the sun. Eventually, you'll get to the point where you can unlock a human form, but higher level creatures will be able to
Attack you.
spot you and spot that you're a vampire, and they will attack you on sight. So it's very entertaining.
Did you ever finish Elden Ring, by the way?
No, this is taking my time now, bro. This is better than Elden Ring, in my opinion.
It is not.
Probably not, but I think it is. It's more entertaining to me.
For
There's
you,
more
yeah,
to do
I'm
in
sure.
this game than there is in Elden Ring. You get to build your own castle. You can create a clan or a guild in this case.
The more bussy
it's
clan.
fun. I'm just saying, take a look at this game. Don't buy it right away. Look at a couple of videos of it. See if it's your type of game. Because
It looks fine.
Looks
I'm
fine.
not gonna buy this. So
I'm
it's
not
like
big on
$10.
survival games. Like, I'm being honest. I'm not big on it. I think they get boring really fast to me.
I hate Ark. I hate 7 Days to Die.
Exactly.
I hate.
I'm not a big fan of those games. I have them all, but because I think
Didn't you love Ark?
at the beginning, yeah, but and it's like that lasts like a day.
A day.
Okay, I got the game for free. And it's like, oh, this game is sick.
Bro, I like Minecraft. I like this game.
But yeah, so if you like Minecraft and you actually play it more often, then you will like it.
If you like Minecraft, you'll love V Rising. Let's go.
Man, let's go.
This is better than Minecraft. in my
Minecraft
opinion.
2.
Minecraft.
But yeah,
If you love Roblox, you'll love V Rising.
Oh my god, I love Roblox. This game is for me.
this game is much better than Minecraft in my opinion.
They seem very different. in
I
a
don't
lot
think
of
there's
aspects.
I don't think there's a
is
story
like
to this right now.
They're the
The
same.
story is the vampires were once a prominent race in the human world, but then these like certain humans rose up and they put us into a deep sleep. It's been like 3,000 years, and we are now rising again. So we got to take back our place in the
So this is
world.
Castlevania.
I guess
No, because you're not Alucard.
you could be.
I watched Kenobi. They've been giving the fans what we've been wanting.
All right,
in the newest
so
episode.
you like it, but then there's like the hardcore, the elitists that don't like it. What do you think about that?
Well, the Star Wars fandom has always been divided. There's the people who are hardcore for the original trilogy, and then there's people from our generation who really love the prequels. And so we're constantly at war with each other.
Yeah, I mean,
Over everything.
obviously the ratings are really good, but some reason I'm only seeing like people are divided about this the newest episode.
Yeah,
I've
what's
mostly
going on?
been seeing the negative.
That's what I'm seeing
I've
too.
been seeing
but
all the
I obviously
positive, but
the-
that's because I'm in like
you're a big
pages
fan
and
of it.
groups
Yeah.
that love this sort of thing.
I think they know that I'm not a big fan of Star Wars, so they're only showing me the bad stuff about it. That's why. So I'm not seeing the good stuff because I'm not a huge fan, but obviously the ratings here are showing otherwise, right?
Yeah, it's a freaking awesome series. And just, if you love the prequels, Kenobi's the stuff, man.
And don't they have like a whole nother series they mentioned right off the bat after this came out?
They've mentioned quite a few series.
I'm like, well, how are they throwing these out so fast?
because they got a whole studio now, bro.
It's
They
ridiculous.
got
though.
money.
I feel like the people that are creating it, they're not talking to each other so that they can tie in one another. You know,
Like, to
it
be
ties in.
honest, the only ones I really care about at the moment are, like, in terms of Star Wars shit, are the video games.
The video games
Apparently,
are cool too.
there was a crossover thing, like, reference with the newest episode and Fallen Order, the video game.
Well, they have the Inquisitors from like the Fallen Order.
but you see what I'm saying though about the people who are creating each Star Wars show. They're not talking or communicating with each other, and then it's creating some kind of rifts between each show. That are supposed
Do
to
the-
connect.
I disagree. That it's all part of the timeline. You just got to
Part of the
know
timeline, okay.
when things happen because it's a long timeline.
Do the shows just seem like they're too samey to each other? Because that
What do you
just, like,
Too similar?
the locales or the battles.
Oh, they're reusing.
Not
the
in
same
my
stuff.
opinion. No, I don't really see that in my opinion.
All right.
Because like
I'm gonna have to go with you because you obviously know a lot more about this stuff than I do, so I
lot of-
can't give much of an opinion.
yeah, no,
about it
I'm.
because
That's
of
why
that.
I'm asking you. Like, if
guess
the
if-
battles feel too
I guess
samey.
if you're a casual fan and you're like, oh, another desert planet, yeah, you'd be like, oh my god, another desert
That's
planet.
exactly how it feels to me because it
But-
always feels barren.
Because
But-
whenever they go to a planet, there's never like any
Anything new?
But
cool.
a
in
lot
terms
of the
planet.
lore takes place on Tatooine. That's why they
Okay.
constantly revisit it because a lot of characters and a lot of important events happen there.
It's like it's the planet where a lot of the big historical events are surrounded.
Isn't
Yes,
that place like a shithole? Like,
Yeah, pretty
it's-
much.
Like
That's
it's
the
barren.
point. That's the point. That's why, like,
How do you spell
Boba
it?
Fett, a bounty hunter
Tat-
who's evading, law, he's at Tatooine because there's no law there. It's a shithole. And then Obi-Wan's living there because it's a shithole. They're not going to look for him there.
That makes sense. I mean,
That's why a lot of this big stuff happens here. And the battles, I would not say the same because, like, Mandalorian, Boba, they don't use lightsabers. But
speaking
obviously, Obi-Wan does.
speaking of lightsabers, do you think old Star Wars did better with lightsaber fights than new ones? Or?
No.
Really?
No.
Okay.
Prequels are better.
Okay, prequels are better.
I'll show you a clip
All
later.
right, all right. I'll take it.
Lightsaber fights in prequels are much better.
All right.
They look a lot flashier, but like
They did more sword fighting.
are you going to expect the same sort of movement from like old Obi-Wan if he was
Yes.
like he'd be doing the same
He's using the
backflips?
force to
But
hold
he's-
himself up.
I think he's referring to Luke, and Luke just isn't trained the same way that most Jedi have been trained.
No, he fights like a lazy
Luke
person.
is an amazing Jedi, but we don't get to see his amazing skills in his series because
don't-
that's when he's still learning.
Honestly, I
Yeah,
don't-
and then if they show him doing all the crazy backflips and shit, you're like, whoa, this is way different compared to the original.
That's what they did with the Skywalker saga. They were like, "Oh, Rey's just naturally good," and everyone hated it because we're like, "That doesn't make any sense. She can't
would you
just
say
naturally
Luke
be
is a good person.
Huh?
Would you say Luke is a good person in
a
the series?
good person." He was until they ruined him in the Disney series.
That's what I thought too. Yeah, I was like, this guy is.
I see this meme that ties it up perfectly. It's basically, my dad's a bad guy, come to the light side. This kid had a bad dream, I gotta kill him.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god.
That's why I'm like, it makes no sense. Nobody likes the sequels, but maybe I'll be wrong. And in 20 years, just like with the prequels, someone will
becomes a
there'll be a
cult classic,
fandom.
yeah.
Yeah, there'll be a fandom who's like, I grew up with the movies, just like
That
our generation did
that
with the
would
prequels.
be nice to see. Like, that would be cool to see, and then like, okay,
And then our
better.
fandom will be divided even more.
Oh yeah,
we'll have a
like
three-way
the
war.
old,
We already
old classics, and then there's these.
Yeah,
ones,
we
like-
already have a two-way war. Now we're gonna have a three-way battle.
Yeah, I don't think Star Wars is ever gonna die.
No,
It's too
no.
big at this
Yeah,
point.
it's too big. There's no way it's
It's
going
made
down
too big of a comeback.
now. And I love it. I'm here for it. So
I'm ambivalent. I could take it or leave it, I guess.
I want to get into this series, but I find it hard to get into because it's too big for me. I feel like.
yeah, I can see that. It's definitely something I think you had to start with a young age to really
To get
spend
into
all
it,
that
yeah.
time, getting into it.
The first ones I saw were the prequels.
That's what I saw.
and
I
did
the
not
prequels
like
too,
them.
but I just couldn't get into it. I guess.
I don't know. I was probably too young, and I thought it looked lame.
I was like, yo, like
Too
I was
fast
like, Darth
for me.
Maul looks cool, and then
Hell
they were
yeah.
like, and then they start talking about politics or some boring ass shit. And
I didn't like the politics either, but when I got older, I'm like, man, this shit makes sense. I like it.
You understand more about the politics
Yeah,
stuff than
dude,
I
I
do, so
watched
that's
so
probably why.
many lore and theory videos. I'm deep. I'm deep in
I
the
watch.
Star Wars.
Okay,
I
I
watch
agree with you
Hassan
there.
now, so I
Watching those-
basically know
watching
all of
those
Star
clips-
Wars.
I agree. Watching those clips, they're entertaining. The way they make those clips to time in, they're entertaining.
Yeah, that's why I know so much about it. I'm like,
But-
oh yeah, you see that background character? I can tell you his background or whatever what his
But
story is.
watching it in a movie format, I was like, okay, this is hella boring.
Yeah, if you don't know those lore aspects, you're like, what's going on? But since I know so much, I'm like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, they're showing us that scene that happened. That was a cool fight. That image you're showing. Yeah, that was him versus Darth Maul for the final time.
Oh, that's cool.
I don't know if they're gonna do that live action. I doubt it though.
That would be cool to see. If they actually do that, I might want to see that.
Well, this
I
is
like
a little
Darth
bit
Maul.
of
I-
spoiler.
Wasn't
but
there-
they kind of did Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan in this newest episode.
Oh,
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah, yeah,
isn't
yeah.
that what you're literally looking at right now?
That's fan art. I
Teaser.
think.
Oh, that's fan
Yeah,
art.
it's a
Yeah.
teaser.
That's not the actual fight yet.
I remember there was a cool thing back in the old universe, which are now like considered legends or some
Yes,
shit.
yep.
The non-canon shit now, which was like that female Darth Maul. Forget her name.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to see something cool with them, and then they're like, yeah, that shit's canceled.
Yeah, sometimes they bring non-canon stuff and bring it into canon. So there's a chance. But I also been watching the new episodes of iCarly. I still like that. I've been watching because it's a good series. It's a series
Watch
that
Owl House,
I
you
grew up
bitch.
with.
I can't get into the new iCarly. It's not the same without Freddie and.
If Freddy's
Sam.
there, Sam is
I
just the
mean,
one missing.
Okay, it's not the same. Same. Freddie. No.
Sam didn't want to do it because of the exploitation.
Yes,
right?
I get that. Yes, I understand why she's not in it, and I'm all for her not being in it because of that.
Yeah, but the rest of the cast except
But
Gibby's back.
Gibby, I don't like the new characters they added.
Really? I like
such
him.
What is it? What is it? Is it Freddie's ex-wife or something like that? Is that who?
No,
it is?
he's got a daughter. Yeah.
I don't like the daughter,
Why? She's a cool character. She's kind of like Sam, actually.
and I just don't like how. I get that in the original iCarly, they treated Freddie terribly, but it was funny then.
Now
and
it's not
this one
funny.
is just depressing.
That's what makes it funny.
He's just
He's
sad
like a
to see, like,
30-year-old
bro,
single man living in his mom's apartment.
You're
It's
just
funny.
depressing
It's
now.
comedy. It's funny.
It's hard to watch though. It's like, oh my
It's
god,
funny.
It's like Seinfeld.
For
It's
me,
funny.
it's hard to see. Okay, for me, it's hard to see. It's like, oh my gosh, that's just, oh my, bro.
That's what makes me laugh.
Better.
They constantly joke about that. He's got a girlfriend now, though. In this
One
new
thing I
season.
saw also was I finished up Close Enough.
Oh yeah, Javier was
Yeah,
raving about that show.
apparently Javier didn't finish it.
Oh really?
Yeah, he didn't finish the show.
Is
He
it
was like,
like-
I stopped
is
on
it
season
this?
2.
Yeah, it's that regular JG Quintel show.
Oh, I don't like the animation.
Why it's regular show?
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
It's a great show.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes. It's
Yeah,
good.
the Halloween episode. Dude, the Halloween episode, all the fucking outfits were on point. Like, click on it. It's
Where?
here below a little bit.
Oh, I
One.
see it. The one with
Yeah.
that one.
This one?
Yeah.
Click it.
Like she's Jubilee.
Mordecai.
Yeah, Mordecai, Prince, Chucky, and what the fuck is his name? The black guy from The Matrix.
Morbius. No, not Morbius. Morbius.
Yeah, that's why I didn't want to say it because I'm like, fuck, I'm thinking Morbius.
They're the same character, bro. You didn't know that?
Yeah, but like I was so hyped to see the Jubilee costume. It made me
In the sequel, it's
Let-
Morpheus time.
It's Morpheus.
like legit. Like I forgot how cool Jubilee looked, and I was like, fuck, I
Yeah,
want to cosplay as
Yeah,
them.
Jubilee's got a really cool art design. Have you seen the 90s series?
I did, yeah.
The 90s
The
X-Men
what?
series? It's fucking awesome.
Oh no, the only animation
That's what
style
my-
is the Spider-Man.
That's
one.
what my Gambit skin is based on.
Yes, I know, I recognize the skin. I just don't like it.
It's a good series. I got the Rogue skin
I
too.
want to see the series because I really enjoyed the 1994 Spider-Man, and you guys always hear me referencing that series.
I think
so.
you like X-Men.
X-Men is so much better.
X-Men's a
Have
classic.
you seen the
man.
94 Spider-Man?
Yes, I
Oh,
have.
okay, really?
Yeah.
All 3 seasons?
Yeah. Yes. I don't remember much of it because I'm never going back.
Bro, you should definitely
Radioactive Spider Blood. That's the one you're talking about, right?
No.
Really? Wait, you're not talking about Spider Blood Spider-Man?
No?
The one with the theme song, which is Butt Rock?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
The one he's talking about is the one where they start off the first episode with the lizard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen a few episodes of that.
Yes,
series.
that's Radioactive Spider Blood Spider-Man. Yes. Like the theme song? You
Oh,
don't
the
remember the
theme song,
fucking
okay.
theme song, bro?
Hey, I
Spider
think
Blood,
that's-
Spider Blood, Radioactive Spider Blood.
Hey, bro, I like that theme song, okay?
You clearly don't.
I also watched American Dad and Star Trek. Been slowly getting through those.
Star Trek's too much sci-fi, bro. I still gotta say that.
I'm already deep in the sci-fi, bro.
I
Might
feel
as well keep
like
going.
They're
one
bringing
day-
back this Spider-Man for Spider-Verse 2.
Yeah, he's
They're
gonna
bringing this one.
1994?
Yeah, they're
Be
bringing
awesome.
Spider-Man 1994 into Spider-Verse
Is
2.
VA too?
Let's go.
It's the voice actor.
Is he gonna be as awkward?
I don't know, but I really love the
Let's
voice actor.
go.
I hope
I'm
it's
super
hit- I hope-
hyped for it.
I hope it's him when he has those 6 arms.
But my favorite
Oh,
episode.
I didn't know there was a crossover episode.
Yeah.
I'll go back to it's the text is covering it. Spider-Man and Rogue. is
Oh,
that?
I remember the Spider-Man.
Oh, this
Rogue
one, yeah. It was they had the entire X-Men.
God, Venom,
Oh, wow, I
Venom
gotta
looks like
watch that.
shit.
It was a whole couple episodes because it was when Spider-Man was getting
But if X-Men's in it, I'm
yeah,
watching.
he was
it.
getting mutated.
He was fucking the shit out of
well,
out of Rogue.
He can't. He'll get his
Well-
powers. He'll die. He'll literally die if he tries to do that. That's why she
Yeah,
wears
and-
so.
no, I thought it was only if they kiss.
no,
any
it's a-
skin
it's a-
contact.
Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
But yeah, the episode. It's a big episode. It's a whole situation with him because Spider-Man was getting his DNA was mutating, and that's where he's getting the 6 arms. Like
Yeah,
he went to
exactly.
Oh, so he becomes a
Xavier.
mutant.
Yeah, he becomes a mutant. So he goes to Xavier and like, you
Bet.
guys know how to fix me.
Then Cyclops is a big shithead like he always is.
Yeah.
I love that.
But my favorite episode is on season 3.
He always has a stick up his ass.
I know that's what makes him such an annoying, but
I also
But
prefer
staple
this energy,
character.
like-
Fucking hate Cyclops.
did you
This-
ever watch X-Men Evolutions?
No,
Oh my god, I like that. Me and my sisters like that show.
I don't. Maybe I remember a little bit of it, but I don't exactly remember the title.
Let's see if we can pull up the picture.
Characters or what?
It was basically where the X-Men characters were high school characters.
No, I don't remember this.
Me
I
and my
think I
sisters
saw
like
the
that
Rogue
show.
designed ones, but that's it.
Wow,
I don't like the
I
designs.
was deep in the X-Men
Hole.
rabbit hole.
Was Professor
hole
X
as
the high
well.
school teacher?
He was still Professor X.
Oh.
X hole.
I watched so much
Wait,
X-Men shit.
Professor Xavier in the past was Beast.
No, that was
If you go back to that picture, it looks like
Before after.
yeah, before afters.
Oh my god! And then I played the Super Nintendo X-Men game, bro. That was fucking
That was a
sick.
thing.
Oh, the arcade game or the other one?
See if you can pull it up. Just put SNES X-Men.
Because I think there was multiple. X-Men
Yeah,
SNES
it's the one
games.
with the intro song in it.
This one?
Yeah. Yep, that's the one.
Yep, that's the arcade game. That game was
yeah.
sick, except I think the final boss is broken in a way where you can't beat it.
Yeah, dude, I never beat that game.
Yeah, I think it's
just
you
like
legit
playing
just
it.
cannot beat that game.
Is this the final boss? The Sentinels?
Magneto.
Oh, Magneto. Is it because you guys have iron in your blood that you can't beat him?
No, I
Oh
think
my
the game
God.
crashes.
That scene used to creep me out.
Quite literally can't beat it because it crashes.
Yeah, I think it crashes.
That
or
scene used to
something.
creep me out as a kid, though, where Magneto takes the iron in people's bodies.
Yeah,
and kills them.
Magneto.
Magneto. Okay, I also watched Planes, the movie.
What
I
the
actually
fuck?
saw
Wait,
that a
you
long time
actually
ago, yeah.
watched Planes?
I've seen
I thought you were
Planes.
just making a meme when you mentioned that yesterday.
Watched it, legit.
I've actually seen that movie. It's not the same as
Fucking
Cars.
stupid.
It's definitely not as good as Lightning McQueen, but it still managed to entertain me. the whole
It does
time.
entertain you,
Bro,
yes,
you're
but
gonna
it's
tell
dumb.
me this is just slightly worse than.
No, it is worse.
It is worse than Cars.
Well, you
it
said
does
this
entertain.
isn't as good as
It's better
Cars.
than Cars 2.
Yes, I agree with that. It is better than Cars 2.
But apparently, it wasn't that good that it ever got a sequel.
It did get a sequel.
It did?
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah, this Planes 2.
I actually didn't know it had a
Ew, what
sequel.
the
I looked it
fuck?
up.
Wait, did
right
it?
now, Disney.
Who the fuck asked for Planes 2?
No, I didn't actually know they had a
Yes.
sequel.
Oh, that's direct to DVD though.
Yeah, but it still got a sequel.
Come on, that doesn't count.
Fire
Oh
rescue.
yeah, Planes Fire and Rescue.
No, that doesn't look good.
That does not count.
It was good enough to at least warrant some sort of a sequel.
Do you remember the movie The Rescuers Down Under?
Yeah, I
It
remember
was
the
like
movie.
it was so good. Like it was like one of the top Disney movies in my opinion.
Are they
But it was also direct to DVD. I think.
Yeah, I remember that was a
Like
good
it was
movie.
way better than the first Rescuers movie.
what movie?
Rescuers Down,
Down
Under. It was
Under.
about these little mice. These little mousy characters.
Oh,
Yep.
this looks awful.
No, it was good.
It's really good.
Wasn't it like
this movie? Yeah, no, I recognize the picture now.
Yeah, it was a good movie.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And like
on-
the sequel has like beautiful animation. Like when